I don't know if we're on. Let's see here. Okay, we're coming on. Okay, how y'all doing out there? This is Pete. We are live. I've been meaning to do a live video lately, but I just haven't really had time. Let's go out in the shop. We'll take a look and see what's going on, what we're working on, and then we will proceed with what's going on. So I hope everybody's having a good day today. What we've been working on here is our Chevelle, and I got you can see all the stuff here. Okay, we got it bag and tagged. Everything's bag and tagged. And the body is actually just sitting on the frame. Everything's unbolted and ready to lift the body off of the frame. And let me tell you, that was an all-day job, people. All-day job, dismantling and taking everything apart just to get it ready to lift the body off and put it on the rotisserie. So I had to buy this rotisserie because I got several jobs coming up that require a rotisserie. And so I went ahead and bought a rotisserie. Now, we do see the Corvette over here. The Corvette is getting ready to get the bodywork done on it after we get the car on the rotisserie. And the reason we have to put this on a rotisserie, let me show you this. Look at the frame on this thing, guys. I mean, that's not even half of it. I don't want to get up under the car, but you can kind of see a picture of what's going on as we get farther down into and underneath. We're probably going to have to pull this engine out unless the owner requests not to. You can see all the erosion and corrosion on the engine. I mean, even this right here, as I was taking it apart, look at the wiper motor on this thing. Yeah, it's pretty corroded action going on. So we'll probably have to take the motor and the transmission out of the car to really get the situation right on it. One thing I love about working on these old cars, I'm going to tell you, and is when you open the door on these old cars and you get that smell, that aroma of the old car, the 70s muscle car, basically the cars I grew up with. And once you put new interior in it, that smell actually goes away. But yeah, it's not always there. Like a Volkswagen, for instance, if you put brand new interior in that, you still get that Volkswagen smell because the engine heater boxes travel through the car and put that Volkswagen smell into the car. But when you restore the old muscle car and you put brand new interior in that and go through the whole thing, you kind of lose that aroma of the circa 1970s. So anybody that grew up in the 70s, who wishes they were still there, right? Because I know I do. But so we're going to get the body off. Now, one thing I was really shocked about, and I want to show you this, is if you look at this bag right here, it says 71 Chevy body bolts. Well, to my shocking surprise, all them body bolts came off with ease. No problem at all. They just busted right off. The only thing I had to do is inside this square hole on each side, there's a square nut, and I spot welded that onto the body so it'll line up when we put it all back on. But yeah, I was really shocked that all these body bolts just came off like butter. You can kind of see what's going on here. This is the original radiator support bushings. So you can imagine what the body bushings look like. But that was really shocking. I thought for sure I was going to have to get a Sawzall out and cutting wheels and torches and all that. But they came right off, and we didn't have any issues. The good thing about this G-body, I believe this is called a G-body if you're into numbers, figures, and all this bullshit, which I'm not. I don't really give a shit if it's a G-body, A-body, S-body, Q-body. To me, it's a car. But the good thing about this is there's only 4 bolts that eight bolts that hold the whole body onto the car. Okay, somebody just said A body. Okay, well, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and repeat myself. I don't give a shit if it's a G body, A body, Q body. I don't really care. All right, I will say that this car only has 8 body bolts, and there's actually 4 rubber bumpers that took the place of the early Chevelles. The earlier Chevelle actually had 4 more extra body bolts, whereas this particular body style only has 8 instead of 12. So that was really nice. A couple of those were actually hard to get on the earlier Chevelles and GTOs. A body, you might say. Up and around the rear end, they were really hard to get to. So it makes it very easy on these later model cars when you only have 8 easy bolts to take off. And like I said, they come right out with ease. So the owner did purchase, and he sent, it's in this box here, I don't want to mess everything up. He did send the new bushings and body bolts, which we'll use. And then here's our old wire harness. And I believe this is still in good working order. We do have a few pieces here that look really nasty, but to our surprise, it still works. Some of the electrical parts, but the wire harness itself, I think that'll be usable. Someone tried to paint the air cleaner with a spray can, and it basically looks like shit. So we'll probably have that blasted at the same time. The core support, it's got super heavy rust on it, surface rust, but it is usable and cleanable. We'll have our buddy Soda Blaster, Sand Blaster Steve take care of that. Now the radiator, that's another story. You can see right here, it's got rust on it on the top and bottom, but the brass tanks are in good shape. So we'll get with the owner, see what he wants to do on that, and then go from there. Somebody just said they want an 1970 Chevelle 427. This is a 396, I believe. No, this is a 402. This is a 396 bumped up to a 402. I think that's what they did at the factory. It's basically a 396 that's been bored out to a 402. Somebody says 396 or 454, not a 427 unless it's a Yanko. Okay, Yanko was a dealership that took cars in and completely customized them to basically a street strip hot rod. So the owner had to purchase another fender. He wasn't too happy about that. I wasn't too happy either because of the shipping. The shipping on shipping something like this is ridiculous. So I told him, I said, well, you're going to have to buy another fender or get something because your fender's rotted, as you can see. And on 70 through 72, this wind gate that is between the engine compartment and the door is built onto the fender. And they don't sell those. So if yours is rotted out, you can see this is rotted out pretty bad. If you aren't a master metal man and have millions of dollars worth of metal tools, the only way to fix this is we'll have to buy another fender and then take the pieces off that we need. And so he ended up having to buy another fender for it. And he was pretty, what can I say, okay with it. It is what it is type attitude. But like me, I would have been pissed off too that I would have had to spend $200 or $300 for a fender and then $200 for fucking shipping. And that's what really gets you here, is because that's where you're getting screwed by the system, is that the shipping costs on something like that is ridiculous. So what I had him do is, when he got the fender, I had him cut it off right here. So then all he would have to do is send this section, if that makes any sense. Let me ask a question out there for all you Volkswagen heads, people that know Volkswagens. This car, I'm going to show you what it's got. So we got an oil cooler up here. And then, of course, we got all these oil lines that go everywhere. We got a oil filter. This is a GM oil filter setup right here. And then, of course, we got the engine, which takes 3 quarts of oil. So I went ahead and I calculated how much oil I'm going to need to put in this engine. This is after I rebuilt it. And I went ahead and calculated, okay, I got to put 3 quarts for sure for the engine. And then we got the oil cooler, all the oil lines, and the oil filter. So I went ahead and put 4.5 quarts of oil in, thinking that would be enough. So when I read it after I started, it seemed like it was okay. Well, after sitting around, you can see that by putting that much oil in it, it filled the valve covers up with oil. The oil came out of the pushrod tubes from the crankcase into the heads and the valve covers of the engine. And I mean, if I don't put that much oil in it, then all the oil in the engine is going to go up into the oil cooler. Or that's my theory anyway. So if anybody knows what's going on here and how much oil I should actually be putting in this thing, let me know. I don't want to blow out the fucking rear main oil seals and all this other shit again, because I got too much oil in it and it's got too much pressure. And then we got smoke coming out of our fucking breather like we're a rolling barbecue pit and all this other crap. Is 3 quarts going to be fine on that? Or what's the situation? So anybody that knows anything about old school Volkswagen engines, and I'm not trying to be a dummy here, I'm just getting an extra opinion on what the situation is. So there you go. Because we all know that this piece of shit is a money pit, and I'm not happy with it at all. Not at all. So there you go. Okay, so now we know what's going on. Now, last week I had a collision job that I had to do. I went ahead and did a collision job in my shop, replacing a bedside. So I've been really busy not having been able to do live videos. If I don't do videos, I start getting phone calls. If I don't post videos, I start getting phone calls, and I actually got one last week from a guy in Florida, and he was wondering if I was still alive or not because he hasn't seen any videos. So if my friend Pete dies, believe me, you'll know about it. So we're not dying today, put it that way, okay? I want to go ahead before we start our conversation and get loud. We have a guy named Taylor, lives in Canada, and his dad died. It was an unfortunate situation. He had a massive heart attack at the age of 59. And I believe his name is Kevin Healy. So we want to pray for Kevin Healy. We want to rest in peace. And, you know, this is what's really, really hard, is that a lot of people think if you don't pray to Jesus on a daily basis, or if you're not a religious guy but you believe in God, and you kind of put God and religion on the back burner because you always think, I have other stuff to do, and, you know, when the time comes, I'll do that. Well, you don't think that God will listen to your prayers. And that's kind of what Taylor said here. He said, I'm not as religious as you, Pete. You're a lot closer to God than me. Can you do me a favor and pray for Kevin Healy? Rest in peace. God will listen to you. Well, I'm going to tell everybody out there that God will listen to you as well. So, ask people for prayers, but pray for yourself as well, or pray yourself as well to God. So we want to say, God bless Kevin Healy, and we hope that he rests in peace. Whether Taylor was close to his father or not, we still want to pray for him. So God bless Kevin Healy, and we hope he gets well. I make a plan to, when I start something, I finish it. And when I really start something, I really finish it heavy. And that's something that you got to have in life to accomplish the feeling of succeeding is when you start something, you finish it. Well, after many years of this guitar body sitting around in my office and looking at it, I finally finished building and finishing this guitar. Now, the guitar I'm going to show you was purchased as a parts guitar. I was working on a couple other guitars of mine, and I saw this guitar for sale in a pawn shop many years ago. And it was pretty cheap. It was beat up. It was a piece of shit, but it was the brand guitar that I like. So I said, well, for that price, I'm going to go ahead and buy it for parts anyway. So I always kept the body around, and it just sat around on that stand right over there where my finger's pointing. It would always sit right there on that stand in Dallas and here. Well, I finally decided I'm going to go ahead and finish that guitar. And the reason I didn't finish it in the first place is because I used the guitar neck off that guitar on another guitar that I had that had a neck that would not tune up. When I say that, if you tighten the truss rod, it would bow real bad. If you loosened it up, it would bend bad. So that's the main reason I bought it. But when I was on eBay about a year and a half ago, on this particular guitar back here, there was a guitar neck on sale, and I bugged the guy for like almost a year to buy it because nobody else was looking at it. And then he finally sold it to me. So I took that neck off, put it on there. I put that neck on there, and I took the neck. So now I have a neck. So now I can start building the guitar. So I finally got it done. And this is it right here. This is my version of Eddie Van Halen Special. I didn't want to paint it red, white, and black because I don't like to copycat. And everybody in the world has a red, white, and black EVH guitar. But I went ahead and painted this guitar EVH style. And I thought it came out pretty good. It was kind of difficult to pick out the right colors that would, work with it. Where are we at here? Okay, there we go. So that's the guitar. I finally got it done. I went ahead and put gold Fender hardware on it. So that's a Fender bridge right here. And then we got Fender tuning pegs right here. And one thing I'm not happy with is I found this pickup on eBay. This is supposed to be a EVH PV pickup out of one of the PV EVH guitars. And PV was actually selling these, so I went ahead and bought one. And I'm not really happy with the tone of that pickup. And then, of course, this pickup is this is the original neck pickup that was in this guitar when I bought it. But the thing is, I finished it, okay? It's done. It's a done deal, and it's time to move on and, find something else to do. Because you got to stay busy in life. And, that's just how it is. If you sit around and moan and groan and sit around even longer and do nothing and just keep sitting around in life. And believe me, I know a lot of people that cherish their sit around time. I know a guy that I don't talk to as much as I used to anymore. Why? I don't know. But he works a 5-day-a-week job, and then on Saturday, he sleeps in and doesn't do anything. He doesn't do nothing except sleep and relax and sit around and do nothing. Now, this guy is building a car in his garage. I think he's been working on it for 35 years. My personal opinion, he ain't never going to get it done. But that's his business. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. So if you want to sit around on your ass and be lazy all your life, you know, more power to you. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do it. So, yeah. What's my next project? I got a 66 Chevelle out there. I'm hoping sooner or later I'll be able to get on that and start on that. But now that we passed all this, let's go ahead and get on to what the title says on our video. It says, the war between America and Canada, who suffers the most? I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. This political bullshit, the older you get, the more your eyes open. Politics are only for rich people. The poor people, they're going to be all right because the government's going to take care of them. If you got credentials and it says you're poor and you need help, they're going to go ahead and fucking take care of you, and you're going to get everything for free. You're going to get housing and food and all this other bullshit. But the ones that suffer the most are the middle class. Me, you. If you are a middle class, you work for a living, you're the one that's going to suffer. Now, we got President Trump that put tariffs on Canada. Excuse me. And then we got Canada that's coming back, threatening to turn off electricity for America, threatening to do all this shit. God only knows I don't want to do it, but if I have to, I'm going to. They're going to pay $400,000 a day more for electricity and all this other bullshit. And who has that electricity? Who's paying for that electricity? The middle class human being that lives in America. Now, my understanding is that Canada has been putting tariffs on America for years and years and years. And we're not talking 10%, 20%, or 30%. We're talking 75%, 100%, 150% of tariffs on America when America ain't been putting no tariffs on Canada. So here's some dumb situations that Canada has done. I guess they buy liquor from America. Well, they don't now. But they have millions and millions of gallons of liquor in their stores. We're talking like Jack Daniels and Wild Turkey and all this other bullshit. And what they're doing is they are removing all the liquor from the stores in Canada that America produces. They've already paid for it. It's already paid and done. They're so stupid, they're removing it instead of selling it. That's idiotic. Here's another stupid move from Canada. There's 7 massive warehouses. These are Amazon warehouses in Canada. Canada has now shut them down. Canada shut down the Amazon warehouses because why? Because it's an American-based company. Can you tell me what that did by shutting those warehouses down? It basically put thousands of people out of work. That was a smart move for Canada. Now, why we are buying electricity from Canada, I don't understand. Our faithful government has shut down the coal industry, which in turn has shut down the electrical plants. and has done everything else possible to shut down America and make the middle class American suffer. And now Canada is getting involved, making America suffer even more for no reason. I have a statistic list of all the tariffs that Canada has been putting on America since the beginning. I don't have it. I might have it on my phone, on my other phone here. Let me see if I have the list. But as I'm doing this, I think politics are bullshit, and the only thing politics are good for is rich people. They're saying that that we're in the hole, and our deficit and all this other shit is $30 trillion or $3 trillion. Does that really affect you and me? And who are they, by the way? They said that 2.8 million people between the ages of 2 years old and 220 years old are collecting Social Security checks. They say that the plants and the bushes and all the shrubbery in Washington, D.C. that's owned by the government, that a private industry is watering those plants for $7,500 a week. So, if all these trillions and trillions of dollars is going in politicians' pockets, that means that the politicians are trillionaires. And then they come back and they say, well, we're going to give you back 23% or whatever the fuck it was of the money that we lost. We're going to give it back to the Americans. I say, fuck you. That's a slap in the face when you say, we're going to give you some money. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that will say, I want my money. Give me that money. I'll take it. But if you have any common sense and you understand where I'm coming from, you would say fuck off too. Now, I voted for Trump. I'm glad Trump's in office. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really into politics. All it is to me is Y2K daytime soap opera. That's it. You got this motherfucker saying this, you got this motherfucker saying that, you got this group of people that hate these people, you got this group of people that hate those guys. I mean, that's all it is on a daily basis, is what I just basically explained. I think Trump has actually signed, and don't quote me on this, 500 notes of recommendations or laws that are being placed in his 50 days in office. So that means he's signed 10 of them per day to and I can't even think of the word now. Orders. What are those called? Oh, executive orders. He signed 500 executive orders. And this is what's stupid about executive orders. Is executive orders are not contracted by Congress. They're just something that the president in the office at that time says, this is what we're going to do. It's already been proven that whatever the next president wants to do, he can come back and trash all those executive orders and say, well, those orders are out, fuck off, it's already been done. That's what Biden did to us when Trump did it the last time. So without Congress actually passing the law and saying this is how it's going to be, executive orders don't mean shit, but for 4 fucking years. Now, to me, as I'm watching politics, I'm looking at these politics and I'm looking at all the people that Trump has picked to be in his cabinet. And every one of them that he has picked, they're basically, to me, it seems like Trump is forming a party of get backers. I'm going to get back at you for what you did to me. And I'm going to have this guy hired in the FBI, and this lady's going to run the Department of this and all this to get back at you for what you did to me. That's what it seems like to me. It seems to me like it's a little child baby game that the politicians are playing, and then we're the ones paying for it. Now, Trump himself just said yesterday that we will be going into a recession. Well, that's pretty much anybody that didn't think we were going into recession when he started mentioning tariffs, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Because anytime a president mentions tariffs and tariffs are set upon another country, there's going to be a recession. The last time there was a big giant recession, and I don't remember the president's name, like I said, I'm not really into politics that much, was way back in 1930, I believe, 31. And when the tariffs were set, of course, the stock markets went down, way down, and it caused the big one, the big depression that started World War III. Now, this is going to trickle all over the world. This isn't just going to be in America. And I don't know if you've all listened to Trump lately, but he mentions World War III quite a lot. This is my prediction of what's going to happen in the future. We're going to have New World Order. We're going to have One World Order. There's going to be 3 leaders that are going to control the whole world. The 3 leaders are going to be America, Russia, and China. Trump is already talking about taking Greenland and turning Canada into America and taking the Gulf of Mexico, and now it's the Gulf of America. And whatever it takes to get the Panama Canal back, we're taking it. And just on and on about everything that is making, instead of only America, now we're talking a big bundle of this instead of that. Now, I don't know if that'll ever happen. In my lifetime, it probably won't. But rest assured, I think there's a new world order and a one world order coming. Politics aren't like they used to be. The world isn't like it used to be. And you can thank Jimmy Carter and our faithful president, Obama, and the other president, Clinton, for the mass destruction that has led us up to what's going on now. I thought it was a disgrace and a total slap in the face. And this goes for all you fucking people that believe in Democrats. I thought it was a disgusting disgrace that our government leaders sat there on the president's speech night, address to the world night, and did nothing but play on their fucking phones and laugh and look like stupid fucking idiots. I thought it was disgusting. It was disgrace. And every one of them needs to be spanked like a little fucking child that they were. How can they be voted in? How can people like that be voted into office that disrespect our country to the fullest hilt? The only good thing that I've seen happen in the last couple days is they're taking the Black Lives Matter bullshit plaza off the streets. That's another slap in the face. Because I'm not prejudiced. I don't hate black people. I don't think anybody out there hates black people. I think those days are over. I think that's a done deal. The only people that hate black people are the worthless and violent groups of hate that the news media puts in your face and forces you to be a hater. I hate fucking haters. There wasn't even a word called a hater until the fucking internet came on. When the internet came on, that's when haters came available. I just read an article on here about Wolfgang Van Halen. Anybody know who that is? He's a guitar player, the son of Eddie Van Halen. And I'm not really into Wolfgang Van Halen. Personally, I don't, listen to his music. I don't give a shit about him. But this guy asked him a question. Said, "Boy, you're a real go-getter on social media. If somebody says something, boy, you really get back and attack. You're an attacker, aren't you?" And I'm thinking to myself, he's a social media attacker. Anybody can get on social media and attack somebody. People that get on social media and become haters are pussies. People that get on my videos, here's a good example. I'm sure there's somebody out here, okay, that's leaving hate comments. You're a pussy. I had somebody leave a comment and said, I don't know what the fucking word was, but it was basically a internet hater word where you can't confront the person face to face. Well, I say fuck you. If you're that person I'm talking about and you don't like the way I talk, hey, I publish my address, motherfucker. My phone numbers and everything else are on my videos. You can come over anytime you want, and I'll tell you straight to your face to go fuck off. That's what's wrong with the world today is everybody's a pussy. The internet's made you that way. You're a big man behind a camera. When you walk up to a police officer and tell the cop to fuck off, or if he asks for your driver's license, I don't need to give you my fucking license. Fuck you. I got a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 15, 18, 27 amendment that says I don't have to do shit for you. Fuck off. I didn't commit a crime. You can't just abide by the system, let them check your shit and go down the fucking road. You got to make a big fucking deal out of it. And then when he threatens to arrest you, go ahead and arrest me. I'm going to sue you for $1 million. I'm going to sue you for billions of dollars for arresting me for nothing. The internet has brought nothing but haters out. The internet has brought nothing but social media fucking news of hate. Politics are nothing but hate. They talk about this trillions and trillions of dollars of deficit that we're in the hole. I don't know where the fuck the money's going. Hey, they can tell me there were zillions of dollars in the hole. Where's that money at? Let me see it. Show it. They got a website called Doge. You can get on there and check it all out. I can open a website and put anything I want on it. What does that have to do? It's all a scandalous bullshit system that we live in. And the ones that get fucked are you and me. They make it look like a pretty picture and they're fucking doing everything in their power to make it a beautiful world. But in reality, they're just putting more money in the fucking rich man's pocket and taking our money and fucking us. This is all a scam, so we have to pay more money for their shit, is what it is. If America was really fucking true to the word and President Trump was true to doing something about making America great, he would say, okay, Canada, this is how it is. Fuck you. Close your fucking plants down for Dodge Manufacturing. We'll make our shit here in America. We don't need your plants. We don't need your electricity. Fuck off. And we definitely ain't going to sell you any more alcohol because you got a bunch of bozos there that are running the operation. And fuck you. Instead of putting up there, well, we're gonna turn your electricity off. Instead of paying $80,000 for that Dodge truck, you're going to pay $175,000 now. Because we're the ones that make the electrical components for that truck. Then you got Mexico. Same fucking deal. Same shit. You know? It's all bullshit. It's all propaganda. It's all fucking for them and not us. I'm sick and tired of it. So now, just starting to get back on my feet, I'm getting ready to go in the hole again. I'm getting ready to stick it down my ass, not yours, and hope the corn cob doesn't hurt when I pull it out in 4 or 5 years from now when the recession's over. We've been in a fucking recession. Ever since Biden Obama took over, we've been in a recession. Who the fuck says we're going in a recession now? Get ready to pay for more fucking gas prices, I guess, right? Okay, we got Mark D. I hope the Fort Knox audit doesn't become a problem. How do we know they're going into Fort Knox? Are you going with them? Are you going to be standing there while they walk in? How do you know it's not a propped up fucking movie studio? You don't fucking know. Who knows what's in Fort Knox? I don't. Have you ever been in there? Oh, wow, we saw pictures of it. Gee, just like the man walked on the moon. Oh, we saw videos and pictures. Don't trust anything the fucking government tells you or shows you. Remember those news media fucking news anchors? They're getting paid millions of dollars. They're going to say whatever the fuck they're told to say. So don't be fooled by the sales pitch motherfucker that's giving you the news because he wants you to believe that, and that's what you're going to believe. He's getting paid to say that. News anchors are not news anchors anymore. They are actors for the government. Go back to World War II. Who controlled the news over in Germany? Adolf Hitler did. The only news that was told is what they fucking wanted you to hear. That's it. The whole life is a conspiracy theory. Pretty much, Jesse. It sure is. Power is always in the hands of the wealthy. You're damn right it is. Oh, this is a fucking joke, okay? That's what I say. Fucking joke. All I can tell you out there, people, is get ready. Save your fucking money. Don't work on your Chevelle. Let the oil leak out of your fucking Volkswagen. And save your fucking pennies. Because Donald Trump said they aren't making any more pennies. It's over. So once they take our hard-earned cash away from us, once they take that dollar bill and our paper money, they control us. Remember that. First it's pennies. Tomorrow it's silver dollars. Next week it's the $20 bill. This is my opinion about the system, and we're talking politics. It's all a rigged fucking system. I think that voting is just there for you to make you feel good that you did your part. I think that Trump's part of the system. I think that Biden was placed in there so Obama can run the country for 4 more years and ruin us. I think that all these politicians that sit on their fucking thumbs and are filthy rich millionaires are set in place. I don't think they're voted in. Anybody that thinks that Pelosi or that other fucking bitch that thinks she's an Indian were voted in, that's absurd. It's ridiculous. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for one fucking minute that any of these evil, vile Democrats were voted in office. Do I think that Trump was voted in? Here's my conspiracy theory. I think that if Harris would have won, there would have been a civil war. And instead of going through that scenario of having a civil war, they decided to let Trump be president for 4 years to calm us down. I think that everything Trump is doing is run by a system. He's not doing it on his own. I think there's people behind the curtain that are telling him what to do. I think that them coming out with all of this Doge stuff is part of the plan to turn the system around and make you become a more qualified, trusted follower to the government. Does that make any sense? Something that you want to see because, and they promise you and tell you well, you're going to get that, which everybody wants. You become a follower. You become that guy that follows. And when you become a follower, hold on a second, we got a problem with our camera here. I think my internet's fucking up on us. Okay. So when you become a follower, you become the dumbass. So having Trump in office is basically leading us to the hero. He's a hero. He saved our country. He did this. He did that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad Trump's there. I voted for him. I did my part. All right? It made me have the sense of ability that I did something to make our country better. Because that's what voting is there for. Are they trying to shut... I have a comment here that says they're trying to shut you down. I don't know if that's because my internet was fucked up or what's going on. But I think that... I think the government is not for us. They don't give a fuck about us. They're for the filthy rich. That's who runs the government. And they are restructuring the government. I think Canada is part of the plan of being and doing what they're doing to restructure and get us used to what's going on, see? Because once you're used to it, you don't think about it anymore. Does that make any sense? Once you get used to the fact there's a recession, you just live with it. But I'm going to go ahead and say it again. We've already been in a recession for the last 4.5 fucking years. We've already got sky-high fucking prices and sky-high interest rates. That is a recession. So by Trump coming out and saying, well, we're going to probably go in a recession. That's part of the turnaround. That's part of the plan. Well, good for you, motherfucker. You're living large in the White House. You're not paying for gas. You're not paying for electricity. You're not paying for fucking food. It's very easy for politicians to tell us what we're going to have to do. So are we living in a free country here? Or are we being controlled like a communist country? You tell me. They give you this fucking thin line that you can walk on that makes you feel like it's a free country. And here's a good example. I'm self-employed. That makes me feel like I'm in a free country because I can do that. Does that make sense? But on the other hand, I got to pay taxes on my property that's paid off, and I've already paid taxes on it, and I got to pay taxes on it for the rest of my life. And if I get Social Security, I'll have to pay taxes on that. Oh, I'm sorry. I think Trump just said he dropped the taxes on the Social Security for 4 years. Because I guarantee you, if another president comes in that's not on the thinkable stage of Trump, he's going to banish that and you're going to have to pay your taxes again. These motherfuckers take taxes on everything we do. Going in, going out, upside down, inside out, whatever the fuck you want to say it, we're paying taxes. If your relative dies and you get an inheritance from their property, you're going to pay an inheritance tax. They got taxes on everything. I remember when eBay used to buy and sell on eBay, and then eBay said, now you got to pay taxes. You got to pay taxes on all that because the government came in and made them pay taxes. I'm surprised they don't have a garage sale tax. I'm surprised they don't have, if you have a garage sale, that the IRS doesn't have agents walking around on weekend warriors walking around collecting taxes in their hometowns on garage sales. When you pay into taxes, when you pay into Social Security, you're paying taxes that you're paying into Social Security. When you get your Social Security money that you paid in for all your fucking life, what happens? You're paying taxes on that. I think Social Security is the biggest fucking joke there is. It's one of the biggest scams that America has ever set forth on the middle class. I think that the government, what they need to do, and I've mentioned this several times already, is if you pay your taxes and you have a full-time job all your life, I think that you should, I think they should give you $3 million to live on the rest of your life tax-free. Well, it sounds like my audio's messing up, so I'm going to let everybody go. Take it easy. We'll see you later. And do something that is going to help you out in life where you will take care of yourself and not rely on our government to do it for you. Our microphone is choppy. Someone's saying our microphone is choppy. It says that I'm on the internet and everything's working. But take it easy. We'll see you later. And God bless everybody. And always remember, the only leader in your life is God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit is one. We'll see you later. God bless America. And before I go, I'm getting ready to post a video. I just got done making all these signs or pictures. They're all framed and ready to go. So watch for that video. And if you want to support my friend Pete, I'm self-employed. This is part of the way I make a living and pay my bills. Help my friend Pete. Buy some of my artwork. Hang it up. I'll sign it for you, whatever you want. Here's a brand new one I just made. This is actually made from 3 pictures. We got the Utah desert in the front. We got the Utah mountains in the back. And the old Chevy truck. I'm getting ready to frame that one. So if you want any artwork of my friend Pete, give me a holler and let me know what you like. We'll see you later. Take it easy, and God bless America. That's the only country I want to live in is America. Take it easy, guys.